Hello, I'm just doing just a little catch-up video because it's been a little while. I've lost £2 so far. So every day I've been weighing myself and then input the amount on my sheet. So I've been and then basically the idea is that if I lose weight, then I kind of write it down, as it were. I don't worry too much if I'm putting it on or anything like that. I just keep kind of marking the next one down. So I've managed to colour in 2 of my squares, and so I'll just show you. Also, I'm just waiting. What I've done, I've just got a quick snack, and I've been doing pretty well actually the last kind of 5 days or so. So I feel like I'm in the swing of things of keeping to plan. This is quark, and I've put in a teaspoon of Options hot chocolate, which one sin, because it's like, I realise as well it's like 2 heaped teaspoons. It says 3 heaped teaspoons, but 2 heaped teaspoons basically, and a bit, which makes up 11 grams, which is what the 2 sins is. So, and I don't use all of that, so I've been counted as a 1 sin. And then what I've done there is I've put some frozen blueberries in there, and I'm just gonna let that sit for a little bit, just to get them, they can kind of defrost in their own time. And I've been, let's see if I can just grab the pictures quick. So I've done these 2 so far. So that means I'm now on, that's 11 stone 3 I've coloured in, and 11 stone 2 I've coloured in. So today I've weighed in at 11 stone 2.2. Yesterday I weighed 11 stone 2.4. So what I've been trying to do is just kind of, this is what it says at the top here on my little board, on my little piece of paper I put in every day. So the starting weight 11 stone 4, the current weight is 11 stone 2.2. Can't remember exactly what day it is. Saturday, June. And then my weight loss goal 10 stone, current weight loss £2, and weight remaining £16. I know obviously because I'm 11 stone 2.2 it's not officially £2, but I'm going by what weight loss I've got is what squares I've got, as in am I in the 11 stone 2 bracket, as it were, because my scales kind of do halves. And then when I get to 11 stone 1 something, I'll colour in the next one, and that will be the weight remaining. So it's given me, because one of the things about Slim and Well is sometimes one of the issues that you can have with it is the fact that because you do feel like you're eating so much, you do think this is not going to work, even though it's worked in the past so often before, and etc etc. It always makes you think, yeah, but is it actually going to work this time? So that's positive for me. I feel a little bit more positive that that'll all work out fine. So I think the other thing I wanted to share was that I think I remember understanding this before, but I think I kind of get a bit more about how Slimming World is effective, because one of the things I used to do is try and make sure I look at how it works rather than how it doesn't. And what's effective about it is that it's one of the ways in which it does work is to stop food being your focus, in terms of it allows other stuff to take a priority, and the other stuff being self-care and kind of more positive things in your life, and alternative focuses. and kind of not having to count everything all the time allows me to let the food just sit naturally. In terms of if I'm hungry, I'll think about what I want to eat within the Slimming World boundaries, and I'll make the food and then I'll eat the food. And because Slimming World is filling and effective, it means that you actually feel like you've had something to eat. So that, I think I've sort of understand that bit a bit better. And also I was looking at, because Jane Day often talks about Chef AJ. Hi Benny.
What I like is this with meat on top of it.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Then
You just don't. You like that? Is that good? No, that's fair enough. You like the meat bit better. He's had some ham on his. So what we've just been doing with the fact that my mum gave us a French stick, and been trying to use all the techniques that you did in the past, which is try and get rid of it as quick as possible, and think of it as in it is destined for the bin anyway, so I just use it up in whatever way for the kids, and if they don't want to eat it, then they don't want to eat it, and it just goes in the bin. So that's been working out quite well with that, because that's one of them things that could catch me out with the old white bread and margarine and all that sort of stuff, but I've done all right with it. It's okay. So talking about Jane Day was talking about Chef AJ, and I had a little look at the book and that sort of thing that Chef AJ was talking to a lady, and I can't remember her name. I think it was Esther, on one of her videos, and talking about the book that she did from donuts to potatoes, and looking at kind of the work around Chef AJ's food in terms of sort of eating to the left of the line that she talks about, a kind of food that is filling, like the volumetrics concept, which is the same basic concept that Slimming World fits around. And I was just, it sort of makes me kind of understand the kind of talking about the volume of food that you can realistically eat in one day. I think we were talking about 3 pounds of food you can realistically eat in one day, although obviously some people can eat more and that sort of thing. But if you're sort of eating to the left of the line, being all the green foods, which is basically what Slimming World free foods is, for instance, and speed foods. But what I think is clever about Slimming World is that, because one of the things they were talking about is how once they'd lost the weight, then you'd add in some bits and pieces from the red side, which was the nuts and things like that, so that you could maintain your weight with healthy fats. One of the things I think Slimming World does really well is the fact that it sets you up with the diet you're likely to eat for the rest of your life. Not obviously just that food, like all that day you're going to eat that food forever, but the basic framework that you're going to eat within for the rest of your life. You know, add a few sins here and there when you hit target, or add a healthy extra B or A or whatever you fancy there, but pretty much it's not going to change. And I think it allows you then to practice it. Like, you can practice it over and over. So every day you're practicing eating naturally within the framework. Every single day, practice and practice and practice. So each day is an opportunity to practice eating within the framework, which then in turn means that it doesn't matter if you fail. Like, it doesn't matter if you make a mistake. It doesn't matter if you accidentally count something the wrong way. It doesn't matter if you miscount something. It doesn't matter if you think something's speed or free, because of the fact that you're practicing it. You're practicing it for the rest of your life, in the same way as, like, you practice a musical instrument, or practice a practice drawing, or practice anything you practice. It's okay to make the mistakes, because in reality it's the mistakes that allow you to learn. And I think that I remember getting that before, and I think I kind of re-understand it, that it's not about sticking to plan. Really, it's not about being perfect at it. What it is about practicing. So every day you're practicing eating within the Slimming World framework, which means that by the time you get sort of quite able at it, it's easier. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to still keep practicing. You have to keep putting the effort in, like, you know, the instrument and that, or you know, driving a car or riding a bike and all that kind of stuff. Like, if you go for a little while without doing it, you've got to re-practice it to get it to be a good level again. I mean, you're capable of doing it, but you need to kind of refine your ability. And I think I understand that now, because of the Chef AJ thing. Was interesting. Again, it's very similar, I think, to the Slimming World concept, that free food moustache. But with Slimming World, there's never the sense that you're going to finish it. And I remember it took me a really long time to really kind of come to terms with the fact that this is the way I was going to eat for the rest of my life. I was quite far into it before I started to accept it. And obviously the bit of you that doesn't want to accept it is the bit of you that's addicted to all the foods and that sort of thing. You know, addicted to binging and overeating, and addicted to the comfort it provides, and doesn't want to change and all that kind of stuff. So, but once you accept the fact that you're there for life with Slimming World, and the framework within it sits. Within which it sits, then you're kind of, every day is just a practice. And I think I'm starting to comprehend that it's not a thing I'm doing, it's a thing within which I'm sitting. I'm not doing Slimming World. I'm not kind of having a little go at it. I am living the lifestyle of Slimming World, which is really, I think that's what they kind of mean, where you are naturally doing it just out of habit, and you are and it sits at the back, like on the back seat of your life rather than at the front seat, and you naturally fit in. And I think I'm starting to get it now. I feel less, which is one of the other reasons why you have to make sure that you're enjoying the food that you eat, because if you don't enjoy the food you eat, then you are far more likely to resent what you're doing. And I think I understand it all a little bit better now. I think I'm starting to comprehend that kind of mindset that needs to be there, the kind of acceptance that this is what you're going to do for the rest of your life, and this is how you're going to eat, and that's not a bad thing. That's actually a very freeing thing, and that you can do all the bits and pieces that if you're flexi-sin, if you need a bit more room on certain days, but you're just going to naturally just sit back into the framework again. And that allows then the acceptance of that, because you know you're going to do it forever. The acceptance of that can come easier, and I think, I feel all right. I feel okay. I went through such a bad patch of, again, not too bad because I'm put a lot of weight on, but mentally a bad patch of trying to cling on to something to help me out. And again, I think that's rejecting the acceptance that I'm going to live this way for the rest of my life by trying to scupper. It's all self-sabotage, isn't it? Trying to scupper my own chances of success. But I think it's all clicked in now. My blueberries will be defrosted. I thought it'd be quite nice because they'll be like almost like ice creamy type, kind of like with kind of sorbet blueberries in there. So we're going to eat that. And then at that point we should be planning what to make for tea. So therefore I can look at my little piece of paper and then we'll see how I get on. But I shall keep you updated and let you know how I'm getting on for my weight loss. See you later. Bye.